What happens when a goose falls behind during migration? This is a goose family that is migrating. Two parents with 6 goslings. The 2 adult geese always fly in front. When one gets tired, the other takes the lead. This is the children's first long journey, so they follow closely and never dare to fall behind. But this family is special. The mother is a blue goose. The father is a gray goose. A mixed blood couple with a brood of children in various colors. But this year's migration isn't going well. Among the 6 goslings, there's one who always causes trouble. He uses every spare moment to fly around aimlessly, obsessed with his own freedom, completely ignoring his parents. Falling behind was destined to happen. He refuses to travel with his family, preferring to explore alone, completely unaware of danger. Their mother has been warning them not to wander off, not to leave the formation. If he gets separated, the consequences could be fatal. Migrating geese use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate. The parents also observe the terrain, rivers, ridges, mountains to guide the way. After flying for several hours, it's time to rest. They settle down by a lake for the night, knowing that only proper rest will give them the strength to continue. At dawn the next day, the family woke up, but they couldn't take off yet. Dense fog blanketed the sky, and if they flew now, they would get lost. They had to wait until the fog cleared. But then the worst thing happened. One of the children slipped away again, still rebellious, still seeking thrills, curious about everything, blind to danger. Without his parents' company, he was completely exposed. When the fog finally lifted, the parents and the other siblings prepared to leave. The father took the lead. The rest followed. They had no choice but to leave the wandering child behind. The mother wolf was attacked by a hunter while out hunting. On her deathbed to see her cub one last time, she used her last bit of strength to crawl back to the den. The little wolf heard sounds and thought mom had returned with food, so it ran out to greet her. But what it saw was its mother lying on the ground, gasping for breath. At this moment, the little wolf still didn't know what had happened. After the mother wolf took one last look at her child, she reluctantly slowly closed her eyes. The little wolf still didn't understand the meaning of death. It thought mom had just fallen asleep, so it licked its mother's fur, but never got a response. This left the little wolf at a loss. When drowsiness came, it fell asleep on top of its mother as usual. After who knows how long, the sky began to snow. The little wolf was immediately awakened by the cold, and mom was still lying in the same place, motionless. At this moment, it realized mom had left it forever. The cub howled sadly toward the sky. Without its mother's protection, how could the little one survive this cold winter? Just then, wolf howls came from the distance. Catching its attention, the cub left its mother and ran toward the sound. When it reached a high slope, it saw a mother wolf nearby that looked very much like its mom. A wolf pack was playing around. This filled it with joy, because it deeply knew that only under the pack's protection could it survive in this cruel wilderness. However, before the cub could catch up, the pack suddenly ran into the forest. But with its short little limbs, it couldn't keep up with the adult wolf's pace at all. It could only watch helplessly as they disappeared. Hope shattered along with them. Without the pack's protection, the cub could only wander aimlessly. As it walked on the snow, it stepped on snow and slipped, rolled down a slope, and eventually fell into an ice cave. Facing the unfamiliar environment, the little wolf was terrified and at a loss, because it had never experienced such danger. Fortunately, it groped its way toward the light and eventually came out of the ice cave. Having not eaten for 2 days, driven by hunger, it could only search for food alone. With its keen sense of smell, the cub came to a puddle where several stranded fish lay. This made it very happy, but due to lack of hunting experience, it didn't know how to catch these fish. Looking at these fierce fish, the cub didn't dare approach and catch them. Helplessly, it could only drink a few sips of water to ease its hunger, but prolonged starvation had already exhausted it. At this moment, the cub saw 2 mice in the snow, so it chased after them. Unexpectedly, the mice quickly ran into a hole. Anxiously, the little wolf frantically clawed at the hole's entrance, but the mouse hole was too deep. It couldn't get in at all. With no choice, the little wolf had to give up. Without mom, for the little wolf, filling its belly in this cold winter was really too difficult at this moment. Tired and hungry, it could only gnaw on dry branches, but the branches were too hard. It couldn't swallow them at all. Helplessly, the cub could only endure its hunger and continue searching in the forest. If it still couldn't get food to satisfy its hunger, then it would be eliminated by cruel nature. It was walking right into a hunter's trap. A dog was running frantically on the road like it had gone crazy. It turned out the siblings it was caring for had been kidnapped. The children saw Benji from inside the car. It was desperately chasing after them. But unfortunately, at this critical moment, a crowd of pedestrians blocked its path. When Benji finally got through the crowd and wanted to continue the chase, the car had already disappeared. Just when Benji didn't know what to do, it suddenly saw a strawberry on the ground. This must be a signal left by the boy. It tracked along the trail of strawberries on the road. Finally, it found an abandoned house. It carefully climbed to the window. It saw the siblings tied up inside. But just then, the kidnappers' guard dogs spotted Benji. Benji turned and ran. The dog's barking alerted the kidnappers. But Benji came up with a clever idea. It lured the bad dog toward a narrow pipe. The dog got stuck and couldn't move. Benji didn't waste time on that dog. It ran back to save the boy. But one kidnapper blocked its path. Seeing the danger, Benji ran again. It saw a shed yet ahead. It thought of another clever plan. Benji led the kidnapper to chase it deep into the warehouse. Then it escaped through a hole in the wall. Then it ran to the door and knocked over furniture. It locked the kidnapper inside. Benji ran back to the house. The other kidnapper came out. Hearing the sound, Benji knew it couldn't win this fight, so it hid in an abandoned bus. The kidnapper forced the door open and rushed in angrily. But Benji had already jumped out through the sunroof on the roof. Just after Benji entered the house again to save them and was about to bite through the ropes, the kidnappers rushed in with a released guard dog. With the help of the guard dog, they found the hiding Benji. Benji immediately jumped out the window. It knew it couldn't rescue the siblings alone. It needed to get back up immediately. Suddenly, it remembered the big black dog it had seen. It had amazing sense of smell and powerful strength. Maybe it could help deal with the bad guys.